Congratulations, always wonderful to see you. Of
Thank you
course,
very
my
much.
friend. You did an outstanding job in this movie.
Thank you very much.
Not once, and I promise you, I never thought about Harry Potter.
Oh,
ever.
well,
You have
that is wonderful.
completely moved on, and I wanted to know, how important was it for you, Daniel, to find that right script to make the next step?
It's obviously, very important, but it's not nearly as strategic as I think everyone sort of thinks it might be. It's not. There's also not, when you get a really good script, it's not worth hanging around to see if, oh, well, maybe there'll be something better or more appropriate, or like, this was a good script and it came in and I was like, yes, this is what I want to be a part of. This is, it was immediately as I read it, it was such a classic story, it was such a well-written script. There were a couple of other scripts that we were kind of considering, but this one just was like so polished and just great. So yeah, I mean, it was, and the main thing about it was the story was so gripping and compelling that I definitely wanted to be a part of telling that story.
It's very scary, I have to tell you.
It is very scary.
And I love the fact that it's not gory scary,
No.
it's just suspense.
It's just suspense. I mean, that shot of me walking down the corridor, I was watching that at the premiere last night. There's one shot, for the people who haven't yet seen the film, where I'm walking down the corridor towards something. I won't say what it is, because obviously that's a big moment too. But I remember, because it was so slow. It is such a slow, long shot. I remember James saying to me at the time, I was watching it last night, and James, our director, I could just hear him going, slower, Dan, slower, even slower, even slower. That's the thing. That's James likes to build that suspense and that tension. And I think one of the things he does, because there are a lot of sort of what I believe are called jump scares in the film. There are, there are quite a few of them, and there's some very, very effective ones. But what James does that makes them work really well is that he keeps the audience in a state of tension for more or less the whole film, so that when those jump moments come, your body's kind of ready for them.
Yeah.
And it's, he's a very, very clever guy who understands the genre brilliantly.
Did you ever think that there'd be something that would have scared you more than Voldemort?
No, especially not. I mean, to be honest, Liz White is I have to say is a lot less scary than Rafe Fiennes. Rafe, when you're working with him, is genuinely like you are slightly in fear of your life when you're fighting him. Whereas Liz, Liz is very sweet as well, so it wasn't ever a thought that she might actually be killing me.
That's good to
Yes,
hear.
it was.
Now, what was a movie that when you recall when you were a kid or growing up that scared the crap out of you?
The Shining. I watched that when I was way too young. I watched that when I was about 14. And God, the Red Rum moment still, just thinking about that and the reveal of that, it's horrible. What was he doing to us? Kubrick, you mean man.
Very mean. Yeah, it's like I can't look at
horrible,
images
scary
of
film.
Linda Blair as the Exorcist.
Right.
That always
Yeah.
still bothers me.
I've still not seen that film.
Check it out.
Yeah.
It still kind of holds up.
Oh, I know, but it's one of those things that all my friends when I was younger were like, oh yeah, no, it's not scary anymore, it's just really funny. I know I would be freaked out if I saw it. Like, I know I would. I scare easy.
Yeah, same with me. You play a dad in this movie, but I understand the little boy, you knew him quite well.
Yes, I cheated. I got, I being very aware as I was that people have seen me in a schoolboy outfit for the best part of 10 years, I wanted to, I thought one of the things that would make people believe and buy into my relationship with my son is that if the relationship is real and feels like there's a natural chemistry there, so I asked James to audition my godson alongside the other boys that were auditioning, and they were all really good, but Misha was good, but there's no substitute for the fact that he knows me, he's comfortable with me, he feels like he can play around with me, and like we just knew as soon as we did that audition, we knew it was kind of that was what was going to work for us on set.
Yeah, it definitely did. You were fantastic. I saw How to Succeed in Business before you left. You were so good, and we've known each other for 10 years. 10 years. My goodness, and I was so proud sitting in that audience because you had worked your butt off to the singing, the dancing. I mean, really, Daniel. Your Broadway stuff is great. Equus is great. Do you want to continue doing the theater? And what does doing theater do for you other than movies?
Oh, I mean, it loosens me up and makes me better. I was thinking about this the other night. On stage, I more or less, not all the time, but a lot of the time, I'm completely devoid of any kind of self-consciousness, because, in film, because of the nature of it being kind of broken up. Sometimes it can be easy to forget what your intention is in a moment and suddenly, or just to remember that the camera's there and it makes you self-conscious or something like that. Whereas on stage, I can just be on stage and look and listen, and you know, and it all just sort of happens. So I mean, I love working on stage, and I hope to, you know, split my time between the two as evenly as I possibly can.
We have good theatre here, you know. You're always
I believe
welcome.
you. Thank you very much.
You're always welcome
you've got
here.
Warhorse playing at the moment, but
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Particularly if it starts with something like a new musical, then I'm sure we'll be going everywhere. I mean, because that's one of the things I really want to do, is like a new musical or a new play. I love the idea of that.
We'll find you something.
Cool.
Do not worry.
Thanks.
Okay, you're looking back on all the Harry Potter films, who was the director who gave the biggest influence on your career?
Chris Columbus, without a doubt. You know, Chris, I mean, we were blessed with amazing directors throughout the series, but what I saw of Chris, you know, I saw him come onto set every day with an unbelievable amount of energy and enthusiasm and passion for the business that he's in, and with a huge amount of respect and admiration for the crew. And you saw that, you know, you will not find a crew, I think, that want to work harder for a director than one of Chris's crews, because he's such a great man. And, you know, I think in terms of influencing my own energy and my own outlook and my approach to how you should be in the film industry, Chris Columbus, without a doubt, you know, is the person who was most effective on me, because I saw what an amazing effect his energy and enthusiasm had on the whole set from when I was 11. Yeah. So yeah, definitely Chris.
Well, you've done an outstanding job in this. Really, hats off to you, and
Thank you.
best of luck with your career. We don't have to worry about you, Daniel.
Well,
You're just an outstanding young man, as I've told you this a million times.
Well, thank you very much, and I'll see you again on the next one.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Great talking
Thank
to
you very much.